what to do when you are like, I need to walk, but I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do. Or in other words, what do you do if you have two options and neither one feels good? What do you do? In my case, for those who do not know, I am dealing with something which is called EDS. It basically, E stands for Ehlers, D for Danlos, two doctors. And they, hey Chris, discovered something about hypermobility. Well, in my case, I need to learn to walk again. So it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm walking like a horse. Because I really need to lift my left leg in order to walk. Because I'm inclined to drag it along. Which of course is not what I should be doing. So Chris, do you want to join? I'd love to have you join. Because I know you are all about health and fitness too. Well, in my case, I also suffer with a hernia, which I've been doing for almost a year now, and it's pretty much okay, but it requires me to walk. So for those of you who have been on my journey, you know that I've been walking without crutches now for a little over a year. So it took me 2 surgeries, then it took me my knee braces in order to feel stable enough to actually get walking again. Well, I am walking again, so that's good. But what happened with the tear in the muscles of my left leg left me walking a little bit harder because basically it hurts and I need to get past the dysfunction of what the tear in my leg is causing. Anyway, I wanted to walk because, I was so proud of being able to walk for a mile and keep walking again. So I do know that whenever I take, say, a lot of pictures somewhere, or I go places, that it does take its toll on me. But I mean, would you seriously stop doing the things you love to do because of a malfunction? Okay, yeah, it hurts, but still, I want to move forward. I want to get it done. So today I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for that walk and I'll see what happens. And it does feel pretty good to be going for a walk, even though I feel like I'm walking like a horse, pulling off my left leg. So do you know those horses who actually, they are there to do for parades and all that stuff. So they're like show horses. And, that's basically what it feels like. But it also feels good to be outside again, even though it's dark right now. I had wanted to go for this walk when it was still, when there was still sunshine, but I had some other appointments I needed to take care of, plus numerous phone calls, so I did do so first. And unfortunately, the sun is still going down pretty early over here. So the good news is it's getting summertime, which means that we the light remains longer here. It's longer before the sun actually sets. And it's earlier that sun rises now. I think a little after 6 in the morning, it's already rising. So, that's quite an improvement. I think a while ago it was past 7, maybe 7:30, that it started to rise. So, I'm looking forward to days with sun. Anyway, going back to my question at first, what are you going to do when you have this dilemma of, is this going to be a smart move or is this going to be at the expense of something else? Well, in my case, the not walking anymore, it has 2 effects. One effect is, of course, on my back, because my back requires me to walk. But the other one is disappointment. So it's a mental thing. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not improving the amount of time that I can walk. So in September I was in Chicago, and hopefully I'm not too much out of breath, because I know I am. When I was in Chicago, I walked during the day an average of 3.5 miles, like 8,000 steps, which for me was quite a lot. And yeah, it did hurt. I can't tell you anything else if I would say so, but it was doable. So the disappointment was immense when last December at Christmas I was in London, and when I was going on and off the buses, that's probably when I got that tear. So, at some point it was like, oh my god, this is aching so much, something is wrong. And it was getting better again until a week ago. I was carrying something, and there we went again, and I was like, okay, this really needs to stop. So I went to the person who makes my feet all pretty. She takes away all the harsh skin. There's a word for it. I just forgot what it is. So, and she, by the way, what's the sound like? If anyone is watching, please let me know. And she makes my toenails look all pretty. She paints them dark blue. What else? And she told me that basically she can tell that I'm dragging with one leg, which of course is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be walking on 2 feet. And that's of course my game. Since the 2 surgeries and lots of physical therapy, I'm now able to stand on 2 feet. 2 feet, not like this, not like this, but 2 feet. Okay, so in case you're wondering, not like this, not like this, 2 feet. Hopefully you did see my shade, because it's kind of cool, I think, personally. So, I haven't been walking, I think, since then, only for small amounts, whenever I'm in the store. Because my physical therapist said it was better to be cycling than to be walking. And oh, look at this. You must be able to see this. Bright stars, bright moon. And yeah, that's correct. That's why it's cold over here. And that's why I'm wearing this thing. And hopefully it's covering the microphones in such a way that you can still hear me, but there's no wind or sounds from outside audible for you. Anyway, like I said, this is a mental challenge for me. So yes, of course I feel the pain when I'm walking, but quite honestly, that's nothing new. Daily I experience some sort of aching joint or aching muscle, and that may sound very horrible, but the mind has its way of coping with things, and I tend to forget it. So that's the good thing. I totally tend to forget. Hey, Vero knows. She knows what it's like to be pushing through the pain and go walking. She's basically a champ when it comes to all those things. So yeah, I decided to say, I'm just going to do it. And even though it still feels weird, like I'm walking like a horse, yeah, it's good. And I basically said to the physical therapist, okay, so this is the 5th time in a row that I need to learn to walk properly again. So it's not like I can't stand on my legs or anything, but walking is an art by itself if you think about it. And it's because I go to the one who makes my feet look all pretty, who takes away the callus, and makes the toenails look, the tails, hear me, toenails look all pretty, that I actually know what's going on, because the way I walk directly reflects on my feet. Now here's the funny thing. Just recently I went to the hospital because I snore. If Vera would be watching this, she would say, oh yeah, it's bad. Chick Joe would say, it's bad. I know a lot of people would say it's bad. So I'm getting this thing. By lack of better words, I asked someone else. I called mouthpiece, because one can say it's brace, but it's not a brace with plates. It's something you put in your mouth and then it pulls the lower jaw forward. So that should help. And they say, well, you may want to lose a little bit of weight. Actually, that's something I've been working on for a long time. So I'm just going to show you where I am right now. So here's the bridge. That's the highway. And then this is where the other part is, which leads into The Hague. So actually, if you were to follow this straight ahead, then you would end up at the beach, Kijkduin, which is like 35 minutes cycling. So the funny thing is, if you look at this side, then you see there are hardly any crossings. Whereas if you look at this side, there are a lot of crossings. So going there always takes me like 10 minutes longer at least, as opposed to getting back, because of all the traffic lights. Anyway, this is the place where I'm going to. It's a restaurant. I've talked about it more. It's I call it the furry air, and you know, that's where it all started back in the summer of 2014. And because it's nearby and I really love the people, I tend to just keep walking there. And there's something like, yeah, of course I could cycle there, but it just feels wrong. So I don't know what you can see, but if you look past it, you see all these little lights, and that's going to Delft. And from Delft on you've got Rotterdam, so you basically go down south, and then at some point you go below the rivers, and that's where you can meet this awesome girl called Vero. So, by the way, which is over an hour driving on the highway, but just to give you a little idea of where I am. Anyway, this is the land of the greenhouses where I'm staying. The Netherlands, though, doesn't allow, they're afraid of the pollution. So they are trying to get all the farmers to stop farming, especially when it comes to meat. So no more cows, no more pigs, no more farms. And I think when it comes to greenhouses and vegetables, that's being reduced too. So a lot of farmers have been having strikes. Oh, let me show you again. Because they, basically they are losing their living, but more importantly, their legacy. Which brings me back to, if you have two options and neither one feels good, what do? Because, they love to continue, but it's just getting too expensive for them to actually do it. So that really sucks. Look, that's a plane. Because we're close to the Hague Rotterdam airport, although you sometimes actually see the planes here come from Amsterdam across this area as well. Look. Anyway, I'm here. I just wanted you to think about what it is. I made it. I've just walked 1 mile, so I'm very proud of myself. Even though it was feeling like a horse parade, doing a show. But I did it. So what can you do to make yourself proud? Please let me know. Leave a comment. Okay, bye.